Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to RVCCIS.Info, the channel where faculty representatives from Rock Valley College's computers, not students, computers and information systems department talks to you guys, the community at large, about things roughly having to do with CIS. Today, we thought we would kind of peel back the curtain a little bit on what to expect for spring of 2021. At this point, so it is November 4. For those of you who are curious why we were a day late with getting this out, it's because some of our faculty, me, evidently forgot to hit record yesterday on an hour's worth of podcast. So we make mistakes too, probably more me than anybody else, but so we are, in fact, imperfect, but with, more than likely, we're going to see the same kinds of health concerns moving into spring of 2021. We just wanted to cover in this episode and the next about some of the things that you can expect when looking forward to classes in 2021.
Yeah, and like our Cisco networking courses, and we're just talking from our CIS perspective.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about any other courses, but we'll give you tips on what to look at if you're taking other courses. So we'll give you tips on that. But like the Cisco networking program, we are going to be hybrid, meaning we are going to be in the lab working on the routers and switches, unless, something happens and we have to close or something. As of right now, we are planning on being in session. It just helps our students out so much when they can touch the equipment. So for the networking courses, double check and make sure that you aren't supposed to be in class at some point in time, and it'll have a day and time on there for you. So like our Cisco 1 and 2 is on Thursday nights from like 6 to 10 or something like that. So just double check that. I know Cisco 3 is on the schedule for Tuesday nights, I believe, from 6 to 10. So you just want to keep track of that. I think Chuck Conkle meets in person.
Right.
We have an ethical hacking. So you just, again, I've said it 3 times now, double check to make sure that you're in person. If you have Eric for anything.
You're not in person. So for a lot of the other classes, I think almost all of our programming classes, for instance, so whether or not that's in web or CIS, those are almost all of them going to be online instead of in the classroom. We don't need the lab space to be able to do what we're doing. So in order to maximize safety for everybody, that's the route that most of us have gone for that. Really, the best advice that we can give you is don't guess what format your courses are going to take. Make sure that you do look either in online services or look at rockvalleycollege.edu and double check either with the schedule, or I think that, now more than ever, it pays to know exactly what's going on. If you are still unsure about the format that the course is going to take, message your instructor. Because it only takes us just a moment to say, oh yeah, this course is going to meet, Thursday nights for 4 hours, or this course is going to meet exclusively online, or any of the other different kinds of, blendings that individual instructors, I think luckily have been able to explore here. So don't guess, because there is nothing worse than signing up for a course that you are certain is going to be whatever, online because it meets your needs for work, and then to find out, oh shoot, I should have been there on Thursday, or vice versa. I show up on Thursday and it's somebody cleaning the floors going, there's no classes here, buddy. So those are pretty terrible ways to start a semester. So it's always our suggestion to double check before registering is best.
Yeah, and then the other thing is if you do have an online class, do not assume that you can just complete that class at any time. Especially in other areas, you want to make sure that it doesn't have a class time, because that means that you will meet at a Zoom, via Zoom at a certain class time. So I know in the sciences and some of the areas, they have those times set up, and we do too in CIS.
Right.
Like I know CIS 276 is online, but it will meet like Tuesday, Thursday at 9 a.m. We do have two in-person CIS classes. We do have a CIS 102 that does meet on Monday nights, and then we have our database class also will.
Right.
So you just double check everything, and
and maybe the best way to say is, for now, that's the way they are oriented, because we have, from March to now, encountered issues where courses have had to change. Last semester, this semester, as a matter of fact, we may not even remember because it feels like 1,000 years ago, but we had to start school a week late because a tornado hit campus. So who the heck knows anymore what's going on? So it is best, I think, to think of it as a guide, but not as exact for how they're going to turn out.
Yeah, and like Eric and I, we use Eagle for everything, so you'll see that in the classrooms as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric has brought this point up multiple times, but it's definitely going to be different than spring, where we had to go online in a hurry.
Right.
And so we've gotten better each semester. We've gotten better, and we've gotten more we have more tools at our disposal now, and so we've just it's definitely been refined since last spring.
Yeah, I think absolutely, because like Stephanie said, we were literally kicked off a campus. For those of you who haven't been with us since the very, very beginning, our first podcast was actually talking about our last day on campus, where security came around and was like, "Get out." And so we left stuff in our offices. There was instructors without computers. For us, we're in CIS, so we're a little bit more prepared. Hopefully, at least we're a little bit more prepared. But that's not going to be the case for every department. But between March and June, and then from August to now in November and December, and even into spring of 21, we are, all of us, finding better ways to do things. We are finding what reaches students better. We are, all of us, I think, honestly, getting better at doing this format for online. And any experiences that you would have had, negative or otherwise, in March, April, and May are going to be leaps and bounds better when you come back in January, February, March.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, I know I've been researching like crazy the best online lab environments to use, and so we've been refining everything. Jim Conley and I worked hard after the tornado in August. We worked hard on getting everything back up and running, and our online lab system for Cisco up and running. So we really feel pretty good about spring coming into it. So
Yep.
the other thing is if you have any questions and it says TBA as the instructor, you can.
Hi, we're TBA.
Yeah, yeah, we are. There's still some bugs we're working out, and we're trying to get people moved around for classes and who's going to teach what. So just email myself or Eric, and we'll answer the questions for you. We know what's going on in the background. So if you can't see an instructor, just email one of us.
Yeah, and really, that's the best way to approach spring of 2021, is with a healthy dose of patience. It's with the I think it's wise to think ahead, and know that you're going to be doing more than previous years. So certainly more than 2019, but maybe not, and maybe even more than 2020 here online. If you've had any good or bad experiences with the online transition or any of those things, please go ahead and leave those in the comments below. We really do use those as guideposts for us as instructors. So if things went gruesomely wrong, we'll be able to change those. If things went well, we'll be able to help make them better in the future. While you're down there, please make sure to like and subscribe if you have liked the content, and hit that bell to be notified of any and all of our future, usually Tuesday, Thursday, unless some MOOC screws up, schedule, whatever, I guess, right?
Yeah. It was
So
practice last night.
yeah, right. This makes this second version of the podcast much better. So version 2.0 had less ums and ahs, I'm hoping. Um, and I don't, and it was funny because my little guy told me the shirt I was wearing yesterday made me look like I was from Star Trek. So I am glad that that's not on here. He's like, you look like the guys from not Star Wars. And I'm like, I look like an ensign from Star Trek, don't I? And he's like, yeah, you die on the planet. I'm like, yeah, I would have died on the planet. So thanks, little man. Um, like, subscribe, hit that bell. Also, be sure to follow us on social media. We are on Twitter, on Facebook, on anchor.fm, and here on YouTube. We are at RVCCIS.Info. So you can follow us with this kind of content and more. I know we have been tweeting and posting on Facebook about our classes. We have been tweeting and posting on Facebook about, just registration in general and RVC stuff in general. So you can see all of this content and more via our social media feeds. So on behalf of Stephanie Washer, myself, Eric Wolf, Jim and Chuck not seen here today, and the rest of the Rock Valley College community, stay safe and stay sane out there, everybody. And remember to hit record. Not like this doofus did.